in detail. We shall conclude this session with a vote of thanks. All the world is a laboratory to the inquiring mind. Martin Henry Fisher.
What a fantastic quote to begin the session. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenue 2022, #DiscoverYou, a global career guidance program launched by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Bausha, I, Namita of Class 8,
And I, Ryan of Class 9,
take the proud privilege of expressing a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous and noble benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty bestow His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
we are happy to welcome all the students, parents, and teachers for being a part of Avenir 2022 #DiscoverYou. Thank you one and all for your benign presence here this morning. It is with sheer joy and great pride that I take the task of introducing our speaker today, Dr. Shirish Gupte, on the topic Opportunities in STEM. Our honorable guest, Dr. Shirish, holds an amazing career history. He served in the industry for over 25 years. He's the founder, director, and CEO of Defined Enterprises Private Limited, CEO and managing director of the ICT Oman, director of Secure Matrix Global Bin Taman Group. His achievements are as follows. He has a bachelor's in chemical engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, master's and PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Buffalo, State University of New York, postgraduate diploma in business administration from the Symbiosis Center for Distance Learning, Defense Initiative to provide appropriate equipment and to contribute to the Make in India strategy, cybersecurity initiative with SciSec Ventures, investment banking with ICT Oman, senior engineer at Oman and Emirates Investment Holding Company. We would like to request all the audience to kindly post your queries in the Q&A box. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me and listen to our speaker, Dr. Shirish Gupte, on the topic Opportunities in STEM. The platform is all yours, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind introduction. You also stole a couple of my leading lines, but that's fine. I'm used to it. You know, the two of you take me a couple of years back when my younger daughter was doing what you're doing today at the Indian School Al Gubra. And it makes me feel at least a few years younger. The hair is gray, so it's always a pleasure to be with students. I'm going to need the assistance of your IT team for the presentation. So I'll request them to open the presentation slide by slide. As the topic says, opportunities in STEM, I've added a little bit of a line to it, which is opportunities in a vast space. Moving on, the next slide, please. So what is STEM? And our MC of the day started off with defining STEM as science, technology, engineering, and maths. This includes all your computer workers, engineers, mathematicians, statisticians, life scientists, physical scientists, social scientists, etc. It also includes architects and healthcare workers. So in short, it's an ocean of opportunities. You're practically covering maybe 80% of the world's opportunity market. So if you're interested in STEM, I think you're in the right place. Next slide, please. I'm going to start off with a real case study. Let's start with the following educational qualifications: BTech Chemical Engineering, Masters Chemical Engineering, PhD Chemical Engineering, and then PGDBM Finance. Looks like a very boring, one-sided set of educational qualifications. This is pure STEM, right? Engineering. The the last bit, finance, and I will, as we proceed in the presentation, I'll tell you how it's linked and why it is linked and how this just adds to your, you can say, your armory, since I'm in defense, and helps you in this whole world of opportunities. Next slide, please. Look at the career path of the same qualifications. Project engineer at IIT Bombay. So the 25 years was being very kind. It's more like 40 now. Project engineer at IIT Bombay, 1985. A lecturer at the Department of Chemical Engineering at sunny Buffalo. An entrepreneur in the early 90s. Switched over to getting a steady job with a steady income at the end of the month into corporate India in business development, diversification, new projects. Continued in projects as projects evaluation head. Became an investment banker 2008 onwards and an entrepreneur 2017 onwards. So this is a real case study. This is a real career path of the educational qualifications that you saw earlier. Next slide, please. How does this relate to STEM? So the first one, project engineer, developing fuel cells and fuels. Science and technology, the ST of STEM. The next one, the entire master's and PhD in theoretical computational modeling backed up by experiments, the science and mathematics. Diversification, business goals, projects, etc. Technology, engineering, mathematics. Where the maths comes in is because you got to justify why you're doing new projects, which meant economics. And as an engineer, one of the interesting courses we came across was economics in engineering. And then investment banking and being a serial entrepreneur. The entire gamut of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. So if you see the educational qualifications, they really took care of the entire STEM, you can say, portfolio. Next slide, please. So this real case study is yours truly. And so it has it's validated. I was a project engineer and working on fuel cells in IIT Bombay. I taught Fortran. You know, most of the computer guys of today may not even know this language, but Fortran 4 and Fortran 77 was what computer science was all about in the 80s. That led me to being my first entrepreneurial venture, which was in communication software, way back in 1990, a little too ahead of communication software times. Switched over to new projects, and the background of STEM helped me work in a various, you can say, very diverse projects. Couple of them I've listed here. Sericulture, which is a mixture of which some of the South Indian ladies might understand, which is silk, steam turbines, metals, wind turbines, and I had worked on polymers and composites in wind turbines, solar, right from 95, when India first had its solar photovoltaic pumping system under the earlier Prime Minister's program. All of this involved technology and technology transfers. Helped in a career as head of projects evaluation, helping people, helping a company and a corporate, which is a quasi-government corporate, put money into projects. Led to investment banking, because then I was the from being a financier of projects, I became a person who was arranging the finance for projects. leading to own entrepreneurial ventures of defense manufacturing, cybersecurity, and the investment banking still continues. Next slide, please. So the purpose of telling you about STEM and giving and showing you this real life case study was to paint a picture and paint a landscape, the STEM landscape in front of you. There are standard paths and there are standard opportunities. And then there's the new era, which is integration and the integrated opportunities. And that's what I tried to display in the opportunity or the path earlier, where STEM itself was an integrated, it's not each vertical of science, technology, engineering, and maths, but an integrated version of that. Which leads me to a nice quote, which actually was given to me by my daughter. There's one thing to be passionate about something, and it's another thing to find passion in what you're doing. And before I go on to the second part of the presentation, and before a few of the people doze off because it's early morning in Muscat, it's late night where I am. Passion is one thing, and it's very nice to be passionate about certain things, but you also have to deal and play with the deck, with the cards that have been dealt to you. I always keep saying that you have to play with the cards dealt to you, and then it's those who find passion and who find a way of victory with the dealt cards in your hand. They are the guys who really succeed. So that's what I meant by saying find passion in what you're doing, and then you'll enjoy it, you'll succeed in it. And if and it sounds like a very cliched line, and those of you who have seen that movie Three Idiots will remember that line. Next slide, please. Now let's get into the nitty-gritties and the more technicalities of this presentation. So what's science? You're talking of pure science, which is classic physics, chemistry, biology, PCB, as we use our nomenclatures. And then you have the applied sciences related to it, which is microbiology, biochemistry, food science, agriculture, fisheries. Next slide, please. Then you have science in healthcare, which is medicine, so biology, allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, pharmacy, pharmacology, pharmacognosy, nursing, physiotherapy, psychology, psychiatry. I'm trying to basically put down these words which ultimately are related to various degrees, diplomas, courses which are available for you. So there's a direct, so I'm kind of putting it out there. Next slide, please. Then what is classically referred to as technology today? Technology, when you talk tech, you're talking computer. You're talking computer technology, which is computer science, computer applications, the buzzwords of today, which are AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning. And then the next buzzword of today, data analytics. Trust me, AI, ML, data analytics, all of these things have been with us for the last 50 years. It's just that they're not being named accordingly. Then you have cyber. So, which is this whole gray space which exists and doesn't exist. Then you have space technology. You have, in this little bit, I've added a very niche technology, which is not, which is generally not given its due, but again is a very important thing because your health sciences do not work without it. And the last 3 years has brought this technology right in the forefront, which is pharmaceutical technology. Next, please. Your engineering, which is the classical one: mechanical, electrical, chemical, aeronautical, civil, metallurgical. Then you have newer domains like materials, polymers and plastics, petroleum, biochemical, biomedical, which in my good old days were handled in the various classical domains. For example, polymers and plastics were largely dealt in chemical engineering. New materials was being dealt both by chemical and metallurgical. Biochemical was being dealt by chemical, and biomedical was a combination of both mechanical and electrical. Then you have architecture, which has again a huge set of opportunities below it, not just standard uh, building architecture, but then you've got civil architecture, you've town planning, you're moving into various other areas. Then you have agriculture engineering. People so far, the world has relied on agriculture for now, at least the last 10,000 years that we know. We don't give it its due, but yet it's there at the back of our mind. But what is happening in agricultural engineering is a lot of innovation in other parts of engineering is brought into agriculture so that it enhances crops, makes sure that the soil remains good for the next crop, environment, etc. Next, please. You've got this thing called mathematics, pure maths, applied maths, statistics. I broadly define it here in these three. And my personal belief, and I'm sure a lot of us will agree, that mathematics is in every aspect of life. You may take PCB. Please be aware that medicine today hugely requires mathematics as well. Next, please. What I'm trying to get to with all of this is the cross functionality and integration. Today's age is all about integration. You have pure and applied sciences and data analytics and coding used in it. You have application of technology to all areas of science, tech. You have engineering in all walks of science, technology, and mathematics. And you've got mathematical tools absolutely in every area of ST&E. So what you're looking at in terms of the real world is an integrated play in STEM. Add to this is the little bit that I talked about in the beginning of my presentation, which is financial engineering, which today everything is governed by, is there funding for it? And that funding is what is financial engineering. And more so after the last 3 years, do you have the bandwidth, not just in terms of the financial bandwidth, but the human or manpower bandwidth? And that's where the human engineering aspects are coming in. Next, please. So what does one have to do to take advantage or swim in this vast ocean of opportunities? Educational qualifications, the first basic thing. Technical skill courses. You've got diploma level courses, particularly in India. Then you have bachelors in India and overseas, and eventually post-graduation. And I'm always told by a lot of people, Steve Jobs didn't have a degree. Neither did Bill Gates, neither did Michael Dell. But then there's one Steve Jobs, there's one Bill Gates, and there's one Michael Dell. But there are 7 billion of the rest of us who need to survive. And it's best to arm yourself with as much educational qualifications as you can. Next, please. A little bit, I'm not aware whether they're just students on this webinar or their parents as well, and I'm sure there'll be some parents watching as well. Comes down to the reality of life, the financials. When you're looking at education, when you look at India, it's cheap if you get into a government college or through the normal entrance exams. Moderately expensive in private or non-allotted seats. The education is acceptable for masters anywhere in the world. Even if you do a 3-year bachelor's, which is there in BSc, you generally have to do 1 more year anywhere to get into a master's program. So it's there, you can get your undergrad in India and go anywhere in the world, and you're seeing in front of you someone who did exactly that. Then you move to East Europe, and I'm going downwards with increasing expenses. You go to Eastern Europe, which has become very popular. Around 6-7 months back, you must have heard about our students coming back from a war-torn country in Eastern Europe, being brought back to India. But it's a very popular destination for, particularly for STEM. I know at least a couple of people who have done medicine in these areas and in other. It's technically very well advanced. Education is very, very good. It is more expensive than India, but again, to a certain moderation. But the downside is the language. Language is an issue because all of it is non-English speaking. Then you go to Western Europe and Australia, which is more expensive than India or Eastern Europe. Particularly if you're going to Australia, UK, Ireland, English is the language, so there's no language barrier. The rest of Western Europe, you have language learning, which is essential. It again, education is highly developed, and you arm yourself well to face the rest of the world later. And then you have the most expensive lot, which is the US and Canada. Canada is generally as expensive as Australia. The United States is far more. But then again, let me kind of give you an insight into the United States. The range of expense is, from 1x to 2x, in the sense, fees range from $30,000 to $50,000 a year. You do get partial aid if you are well qualified, if you've done well. I don't know whether SAT is applicable anywhere, but it's always good to have a very good SAT score. But yes, there are scholarships available. Next, please. So you do all this education, and what do you have? So I'm showing you 4 blocks of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And in each of the blocks, you've got teaching, research, corporate, government, and of course, entrepreneurial, which is not listed as a job opportunity because that's a creation. So why have I done this? Next slide, please. I wanted to bring this about. What is the differentiator? The differentiator is the level of qualification that you have. And this is very, very important when it comes to the job landscape. As an entrepreneur, many a times these barriers are broken, but in terms of the corporate or the job world, you definitely have to have a differentiator. Especially when it comes to higher level teaching, today's world prefers the masters and the PhDs. In research, you're generally restricted to being a research assistant. With the masters, you're able to teach in colleges. Your research can be mid-level, although there are always exceptions to the rule. I know a gentleman in physics, in Phillips, who's a master's. He's got great qualifications, IIT Bombay, masters from Columbia, and he's got maybe 100 patents to his name. He never went for a PhD. went to, got a job in research immediately after master's. But then that's exceptions to the rule. Generally, a PhD is preferred when it comes to higher level of teaching, higher level of research. And again, the corporate as well as government jobs are still open. Next slide, please. So I'm now going to try to summarize, because the time that I've been allotted is also coming closer to the end, and I would like to leave some time for Q&A. The world today is cross-functional. It's all about cross-specializations and multi-specialities. Just like a hospital, you're talking of multi-speciality hospitals. So you are, sorry, the next slide, please. The world is all about fast changing, cutting edge technologies. There's always that chart of changing technologies. Now these changing technologies, the words have changed to cutting edge technologies and disruptive technologies. And cutting edge technologies and disruptive technologies are now coming far quicker than earlier. The world is global in some areas and confined in others. What I mean by that is the opportunities for you are global in certain spheres or certain sectors, and in other restricted sectors, they are more confined to local or localized to domains or places where you get your educational qualifications from. Next slide, please. And this is where I would like to leave the presentation. What is the need? I always say education, education, education. That is something that remains with you for all your life. Nobody can take away education from you. I refer to my alma mater's motto, Jnanam Paramam Dhyam. Knowledge is the ultimate goal. When we were there, we didn't really believe in it. We were more busy having a good time. But now that the hair is grayed and there's a little bit of wisdom which has been hammered into the head, that mantra, Jnanam Paramam Dhyam, comes back. Knowledge is the ultimate goal. And today is a knowledge world and a knowledge economy. And you can never fail if you arm yourself with that knowledge. You have to be flexible. You have to be flexible in what you do. You can't say, oh, you know what, I did this. This is why I studied and this is where I reached. So why should I do something else? Guess what? I would be without a job in 1991 had I stuck to that. There was a couple of places in India which were doing what I was doing, which was high strength ceramics in the 1980s. In fact, I still remember two incidents in my life which, they make you feel good, but then you suddenly look back and say, where are we? One was in 97, I think it was November 1997. And I gave a presentation at the Defense Metallurgical Research Labs in Hyderabad. And that was at the invitation of the missile man. Yes, none other than, Sir APJ Abdul Kalam. And the presentation was on silicon carbide composites. We were talking of certain things called chemical vapor infiltration, which will be Greek and Latin to you right now. But this was research which I had done in the 80s, which was still current in late 90s. And the other incident was, I think it was the year of 2015 or 2016. We were in Pune, and I met at an event. I was introduced to the then director of the Armament Research and Development Establishment, ARD, which is there in Pune. And he turned around to me and he said, Dr. Gupte, are you Shirish Gupte? I said, yes, sir. He said, I'm sorry, you will not remember me, and I don't blame you for that. But you know, when you were doing your seminar with us, this was in 1984, he came to know me and he said, you know what, sir, we still refer to that seminar. I'm going like, yeah, I felt proud that they're referring to my seminar in 2015. But the other end of me said, what are we doing? 30 years? We're still referring to a document which was produced 30 years ago. Ah. But what I'm trying to say is flexibility. That's what I would have been if I had stuck to my silicon carbide composites. So you have to be flexible. And the last but not the least, you have to be consistent in your effort and you have to be patient. Effort and patience. This is something which is what takes you anywhere that you want to go. With that, I again thank you for hearing me out for a good 40 minutes. And I throw the floor open to the MCs and to take any questions. Thank you. You may close the presentation. Thank you.
That was an extraordinary and inspiring session by you, sir. Your creative session enlightened us and kept each one of us engaged. Now we would like to request our speaker, Dr. Shirish M. Gupte, to kindly answer a few queries put forth by the audience. Before that, I would like to tell everyone here that the event Avani 2022 #DiscoverYou is being streamed live across Oman in 21 schools and internationally also. May I invite the moderator of this session, Mrs. Asra Fatima, to pose some questions from the audience to you. Over to you, Asra ma'am.
Thank you, Namita. Good morning, sir. Indeed, this was a very insightful session. I have a few questions for you in the chat box from our viewers. Let me bring you some questions that can be addressed by you. Is studying for STEM compared to other subjects less or more expensive comparatively?
The expense entirely depends on the geography you decide to study in. When it comes to, for example, my two girls went through undergraduation and postgraduate, and one of them has gone through post-graduation in the United States. So I can very well, I'm pretty well qualified to talk about the expense on that. They've just gotten off my balance sheet. So what I would say is, and this is true about India as well. If you get admissions in government schools, in government sponsored, government aided colleges in India, and just to let people know, the best institutions in India are those which are funded by the government. You've got, if you look at STEM, you've got the IITs, you've got the NITs, you've got the BITS. These are the best of the best. I mean, there was a point in time in STEM, IIT Bombay was rated second and third in the world. So these are seriously good institutions. Cost of education is the same. It's very, 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 very modest as compared to the United States. Now, the same is the cost when it comes to non-STEM education, where the difference happens. And again, in the United States, education in STEM and non-STEM, in most universities, the fee structure is the same. Okay, very little difference. The difference is in the cost itself. I mean, you are adding a couple of zeros to the cost, which kind of makes it prohibitive. Does that answer?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Next question is, why STEM is the most difficult strand?
You'll have a lot of non-STEM guys punching you. Trust me, STEM is very structured. STEM is very structured. It's easy. Try to work in the area of languages or philosophy or music or these are, I mean, although I'm a STEM person, I wouldn't make that comment. It's everything is easy and everything is difficult. It again goes back to one of the slides which I had. Find passion in what you're doing. If you find passion in what you're doing, remember Amir Khan in Three Idiots. It is very true.
Wonderful, apt answer, sir. Okay. Next question for you is what is the importance of STEM in India as a developing country?
STEM, yeah, it's very, very, again, it's so, everything is so cross-functional today that, it leads into everything. So STEM basically drives economies. It drives infrastructure. And by infrastructure, I'm not saying just roads and buildings and power. Health infrastructure is again STEM driven. As I said, financial engineering is a very cross-functional thing. So STEM does have a large role to play, a very important role to play in developing or sustenance of any country, be it India or elsewhere.
Okay, thank you, sir. So one more question is from one of our students that for more information regarding the STEM education, is there any particular website?
I mean, several. I mean, you really got to patience, consistency, and patience. you gotta really work the web. Google is the best. Yes, my daughter is listening in, so I'm getting some answers from her. Google is your best bet. Yes, but you'll find a lot of information on the web.
It is, but something very authentic and genuine for the students.
Again, all universities have their own websites. They're very genuine. They're very, very informative. They give you everything, including, I mean, even the cost structures that are given in there are very, very good. There are cross-functional websites, like there's the US News, which I used to use, US News Education. It's a paid website, but again, that gives you information on almost all areas of STEM, and it's very granular, tells you what programs are available, what is the cost of each program, what is the cost of, and this is for the US. For India, the information is more in bits and pieces. There's not really a very structured website. But in India, we are all Indians, so we never required a website to find out what's going on.
That's it, sir. Thank you so much from my side. And really, this session is going to help our students to understand more about this stream. And I request all the audience to fill in the Google form link that has been posted in the chat box to receive the e-certificate for this session. And now over to you, MCs.
Thank you, sir, for all your support and guidance given to the large audience by attending to their concerns so patiently during the course of the discussion. It's time for us to move on to the second part of the session. It's time to meet the university spokesperson, Dr. VRUSHALI YADUNATH KULKARNI, Head of School and Professor at School of Computer Engineer and Technology. She has 27 years in teaching experience, 1 year industry experience, and 8 years of research experience. She has a PhD in machine learning from the College of Engineering, Pune, is held by Dr. VRUSHALI KULKARNI. She completed her BE and in CSE at Walchand College of Engineering in Sangli and her ME in Computer Engineering and College of Engineering in Pune earlier. She has been a teacher for more than 25 years. She specializes in teaching business intelligence, data mining, compilers, and data structures. For the past 10 years, she has been in charge of the department and has twice attained MBA. She has received support from her research from MIT, Pune, BSUD, and RCFC. She has recently won money from IBM for a study with the overarching subject of humanoid robots. Numerous undergraduate and graduate projects have been under her supervision. Currently, 3 students are enrolled in her PhD program. We are joyous to welcome Dr. VRUSHALI YADUNATH Kulkarni to represent MIT WPU to enlighten us on the topic Careers in Computer Science Engineering.
Thank you so much. Am I audible properly?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So first of all, let me welcome you all the organizers and the attendees of today's webinar on behalf of Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University. Can I share my presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Hope the screen is visible. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, so welcome to the session for Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University. In today's session, I will be focusing on my university. Along with that, the careers in engineering, especially I will be focusing on computer science and engineering careers and overall academics, overall scope for this branch and why the students, aspiring students, it is a best choice of MIT World Peace University. So first, let me start with the small video which will introduce to the MIT World Peace University.
University, India's first university focusing on holistic development of students. MIT WPU, formerly known as MIT Pune, is the epicenter for imparting value-based education for promotion of universal culture of peace and welfare among youth. For over 40 years, MIT WPU graduates have contributed significantly to society. Today, student learners at MIT WPU are leaders of change to shape a bright future. With a campus spread over 100 acres, international partnerships, study abroad programs, yoga and peace modules are an integral part of the curriculum at MIT WPU, allowing students to gain the importance of work-life balance, which aids in holistic development. MIT WPU is situated in Pune, which is a popular student city in India and has been declared the best city to live in. Be it the first university to offer a program in political leadership or offering programs guided by UN SDGs. Our faculty members with decades of industry experience are also deep into research with multiple patents and publications in their accolades. A safe and secure campus that assists to nurture learning, persona, and thinking. Experience value-based education and learn what matters at MIT WPU.
Okay, so that introduced my university, MIT World Peace University. Just giving a brief introduction, we have established in the year 1983. Our founder president is Professor Dr. Vishwanath D. Karad. Since the inception of MIT, we are established and we are known as a pioneer in engineering education all over Maharashtra, India, and all over the world also. Our students are well accepted in all foreign universities. So it is a world's first university for life transformation. 4 decades of educational excellence we are having. This is our legacy. All over our alumni are spread over 1 lakh plus alumni. Our faculty of engineering and technology, it is ranked 116th in the NIRF, that is National Ranking of India in 2022. Our School of Pharmacy ranked 87th in NIRF 2022 rank. And the School of Liberal Arts ranks second best in Pune region in India Today ranking. Moving ahead. So engineering as a career option. Most of you might be interested in taking engineering education. It's a branch, usually we call it as a professional degree. Engineering is a professional degree, and there are a lot of career options post-engineering. So here you can see the engineering for Indian students. What are the eligibility criteria? So for engineering students after diploma, also they can join, that is after 10th. And after 12th, there is IIT and JEE examination. With this, there can be entry. But for CIWGC category students, after 12th, on basis of board's percentage, you can join the engineering degree. So there are so many branches of engineering that those are plethora of opportunities available at MIT World Peace University. You can see here electrical, computer science, mechanical, civil, electronics and telecommunication. We have special branches as chemical, petroleum, petrochemical, robotics and automation, material science, bioengineering. So these are specialized branches which are offered in MIT World Peace University. The job prospects for engineers, which you can see here, majority of the jobs you will find in IT sector, oil and gas sector, manufacturing sector, biotechnology, pharma, design sector, automobile sector, defense application, and there are many more fields where there can be opportunities for engineering graduates. Now see, especially my focus will be in today's session regarding computer science and engineering. So what will be the career opportunities in computer science and engineering for the aspiring students, and what kind of syllabus we teach, what kind of facilities we provide at MIT World Peace University for computer science and engineering. So students, every one of you knowing nowadays, our life is totally changed. We are totally in a digital era, you can say. Everywhere there is a digitization. So I can give you some simple examples. So for example, if you are traveling to any foreign country, so you can see while you are booking your tickets, entire process is online. Whenever you are leaving your country, there can be passport control mechanisms where you see that your images, face images are taken and data is getting stored. Based on that, there will be recognition. And then based on that, there will be entry, exit allowed. For a very simple thing, like you are right now registered for this webinar, that is also, you might have filled some registration form in online mode and your data is getting saved. Okay, so entire mode of life has changed. And of course, everyone will agree with this because we have experienced last 1.5, 2 years rather, the pandemic situation. And because of this, everyone has moved to online sessions, online mode. So everywhere you can see there is use of technology in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day working. And that is where actually, and with each and every application, with each and every process that we are executing, we are generating huge amount of data. It might be in text format, it might be in images or photograph formats. So much data is getting generated. And that is where exactly you can see in this technology and data analytics, the computer science and engineering branch plays its role. So you can see here few examples, technologies, machine learning or artificial intelligence. You can see here robots who are working in place of human. Drone technology, everyone is aware about drone. Drones are having lot of uses in our life. In agriculture, you can have use of drone. In say videography or photography, we can have use of drone. AR, VR technology is there, robotics technology is there. So all these technologies which are there, which are actually orienting us, or which actually, if you see, you are approaching towards the branch of computer science and engineering. I'll just skip few of the slides. Smart manufacturing, which actually, if you see, it's a mechanical domain, but again, there is application of computer science and engineering in this field. So if you see at the MIT World Peace University in the School of Computer Engineering and Technology, you have these 4 specializations. We have computer science and engineering with 480 intake. We have computer science and engineering with specialization in cybersecurity and forensics, for which we have intake capacity of 60. We have computer science and engineering with artificial intelligence and data science, where also we have intake capacity of 120. And then we run one more course in collaboration with TCS. You might have heard the name of Tata Consultancy Services. So in collaboration with TCS, we run one specialized program, which is called as Computer Science and Business System, CSBS, where there will be computer engineering branch concepts will be there. Along with that, there will be business skills which are getting introduced so that the students will be industry ready immediately after the course. And then you can see from computer specialization purpose, you can see one more course which is there, electronics and communication with specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So these all courses will be specifically focusing on CSE branch. Along with that, you can see there are few more other branches which are mentioned here. So going ahead or moving ahead with the time, at MIT World Peace University, with each and every branch of engineering, we have introduced few courses of computer science. Like we have introduced Python language in all the branches of engineering. We have introduced data analytics. We have introduced machine learning. So even though a student is going to a branch other than CSE, whichever bare minimum knowledge of CSE is required, that is offered in other branches of engineering as well. So I think this is a specialty of MIT World Peace University, that we design our curriculum along with industry, where we can go in hand with industry, or sometimes I would like to say that we will be ahead of the time in making changes in our curriculum and syllabi. So I mentioned you about all this specialization just now. These might be kind of more detailing at this stage for you, but just remember that with our entire curriculum, we are having a kind of a track-based working or specialized courses, which can be selected as elective courses. And these are 4 different tracks on which we are trying to give specialized knowledge to our students. Pune, now you know that everyone, I think, knows about Pune city and Maharashtra and what is importance of Pune. Pune is known as Oxford of the East. So it's a city where actually there is a lot of importance given to education. It's a kind of an education hub. So earlier it was called as an education hub, but along with that, for over many years now, it has been recognized as a IT hub as well. So there is a lot of industry in and around Pune, and MIT World Peace University, having a legacy of last 4 decades in engineering education, we have very good rapport and very good relations with all the industries in our region, not only in our region, but all over India. Even we have collaborations with few universities abroad. And because of that, there is a lot of industry exposure given to our students, a lot of hands-on courses we have in our curriculum, and we are executing many projects in collaboration with industry. There can be research projects there. Each and every student who enters in MIT World Peace University engineering program is getting 6 months internship in industry. And I think this is the biggest advantage the students can see, that along with the strong core concepts, foundations of engineering knowledge, students are getting hands-on experience in industry. It's a full 6 months devoted internship students are doing in industry. So I think that is the biggest advantage for students, and many of the internships are getting converted to PPOs, that is pre-placement offers. So few industries we have established in collaboration with them. We have already established Center of Excellence at our institute. IBM has sponsored 2 research projects to our faculty members. NVIDIA, you might have heard about the CUDA and GPUs and parallel processing. So NVIDIA is a company whose core work is in this area. So all these industries are very well connected with our university. MIT World Peace University is always recognized just not only for academics, but along with academics, the co-curricular activities of students and extracurricular activities of students. So we usually say that not only just classroom teaching is important, but along with that, there is a lot of exposure we try to give to our students by participating in different events, different activities, different competitions, and always our students excel in all those kind of competitions. So you can see one photograph here, you are on your screen, where our students have won prizes in Smart India hackathons. So these are competitions which are organized at national level by our central government, and students are solving problems for various ministries, just not only giving the design solutions, not on just on paper and pencil, but they are actually implementing, actually executing those solutions. And you can see here, every year the prizes, many prizes are won by our students, and those prizes are not a small amount. They are minimum 1 lakh rupees prizes the students are gaining for this. So I think this I can mention you as some special points about MIT World Peace University. I mentioned about industry-sponsored labs. We have seen the name of IBM and NVIDIA and Amdocs. So many industries, they establish labs at our university. Research-centric and industry-oriented curriculum. This is again our specialty. We give equal weightage to students who are interested in research. We give them those kind of exposures. Students who are interested in joining jobs, we give similar kind of industry exposure to them. And our curriculum is oriented, our curriculum is accommodating all these aspects. We have a huge number of merit-based scholarships where students, meritorious students, they get advantage of our scholarships. We have Entrepreneurship Incubation and Development Center. So under the Atal facility provided by central government, we have a Technology Business Incubation Center in our university, where those students who are interested, they can start their own startups. So few of our students are already, while studying, they have their startups and they are doing development and they are earning through that. Over 650 plus industry partnerships, those kind of MOUs with various industries. Another peculiarity of MIT World Peace University, as I mentioned right now, that we focus a lot on overall development of students, not just academically excelling, but they are doing well because you see, to achieve excellence in your say career, you need many other characteristics, many other aspects, many other qualities, which also we would like to develop during your 4 years career during MIT. So we are introducing our students to rural immersion, national immersion, peace and yoga programs. So first year students, they are going for 2 to 3 days to villages, staying there, understanding the problems of the farmers or villagers and trying to give them solutions. This is what is rural immersion. Under national immersion program, students are going to some different universities across India. They are staying there, they are taking certain courses, they are learning different cultures. So this is our national immersion program. We also have international immersion program. So students are sent to international universities abroad. In the last year, we have sent around 2,000 plus students to Dubai Expo, where they were introduced to various, you can say, pavilions of various countries, where they exhibited their technologies and cultural aspects. Along with that, we have peace and yoga programs. So this is a peculiarity. You might be remembering that in our name itself, it is Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University. So in our name itself, we have introduced peace. So you can understand our focus, how much we are concerned about value-based education and peace programs. So we have some credits reserved for this kind of peace and yoga programs. And we try to inculcate this kind of culture in all our students. There are certain international competitions where our students participate. Robocon, MIT's Robocon is very famous. Piranha racing, where students make their own cars and they are participating in the competitions. Hyperloop kind of new technologies are there, where also, that is why I said earlier that sometimes we are going ahead of the time, and our students, we are providing, and all these things, all these kind of say competitions, our university sponsors students. It's not we leave everything on students. Our faculty support all the activities, and our university financially sponsor our students to participate in these activities. We have a huge network of our alumni, national and international level. They are working 100% internship and placement assistance, about which I mentioned earlier. This year's salary package, if you see, 44.14 lakhs is the highest salary, and this is offered by Amazon. So hope I am giving some glimpses to you all regarding. So this again across the globe, how our alumni are spread. And you can see the positions they are acquiring. So at very high positions, our alumni are working. Okay, then along with engineering, we have these different faculties on our campus. So truly we can work interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary mode. So we have engineering and technology courses. We have faculty of business and leadership, under which we have all management related courses, that is MBA, BBA, BCA kind of courses. And we have a special one, that is School of Government, which is a unique feature again of MIT World Peace University. We have Faculty of Science and Health Sciences, under which we have all these health science related, pharmacy related courses. We have BSc, MSc, BA, BCom kind of courses. And then we have Faculty of Arts, Design and Humanities. So where we have School of Design, again a unique one, so School of Liberal Arts, Humanities, Law, and these things. So various courses are there. So it is possible any engineering student can take interest in, say, visual arts, liberal arts, can take some courses from design, or even can take some courses from law, and vice versa. So it is totally an open culture, and a breadth of courses we provide for learning. So these are various undergraduate programs. I think if you visit our website, then also all these courses, you can see they are available. So computer science, engineering, ECE, mechanical, chemical, bioengineering is a new course we have introduced, which is very well picking up. As I mentioned about rural immersion, these are some testimonials regarding that. National study tours. Students are visiting different cities. Our students visited ISRO, IISc Bangalore, CSIR kind of facilities. They visit various cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, visit different institutes of repute, visit different industries. This is international immersion program where last year our students visited Dubai Expo. Another say speciality of MIT World Peace University is totally student-centric learning we provide on our campus. So you can find there are various clubs, student clubs, which are there, which are actually run by the students, and our faculty members support these activities, and lot of good developments are coming up with this kind of clubs. So Innovation Hub is very famous club on our campus. So student from any branch, any discipline, any, say, suppose visual art student, any BSc student, BCom student, or engineering student can be part of this Innovation Hub, and they take lot of projects on campus which can be helpful to campus development, or even they take projects from outside and they execute those projects. And all these things they do other than their academics, like in extra timing they work. College provides or university provides all these facilities and they execute this project. RIDE is another important event which we have on our campus. So it is about research, innovation, design, and entrepreneurship. So each and every second year student attends a 1 week program where the students are introduced to all these cultures. There are various entrepreneurs coming and discussing with students. There are various innovators, researchers, they are coming, industry persons are coming, and they give a lot of ideas to students. Students can open up and share their own ideas, and they get a lot of guidance during this process. Then you can see few more Robocon activities are there. For civil engineering students, especially Nirmiti activities there. SP and AICHE, those are for polymer, petroleum things. Arohan, it is a cultural activity. Abhivyakti is a cultural activity. So a lot of scope for those who are interested in singing, music, performing arts. A lot of scope is there. Then we have some social initiatives like Bharatiya Chhatra Samsad and SLDP kind of programs. I think I would like to move quickly. So we'll be skipping few of the slides. You can see one very good project which has come up in collaboration with IBM. So you can see myself here. I have received a grant, research grant from IBM, and along with my students, we have worked on a project of humanoid robot. So you can see this as a humanoid robot, which is named as NAO. And we have programmed this robot as a companion to a senior citizen. So considering the social aspect, we have developed this project. Moving ahead. So you can see various names of companies. Maybe in one or other relevance, they are for maybe for placements or for internships or for projects, sponsoring projects. Even our faculty go for sabbatical to these companies. So you can find various names which are attached with our university. You can see this as a beautiful campus of MIT World Peace University. Basically, our campus is in the heart of the Pune city. So in and around lot of facilities. Pune is especially known for the food. So a lot of food facilities are there nearby. Various say gyms or those kind of gardens, those kind of facilities are there nearby. And if you see the campus itself, it's very beautiful green campus, very well established and developed, and state-of-the-art laboratories and facilities. You can see the classrooms, labs. Each and every classroom you will find smart boards with laboratories. If you enter with the latest configuration and latest equipments which will be there in the laboratories. These are some glimpses of the cultural and sports activities. Sports is also one of very important aspect that is encouraged a lot on MIT World Peace University's campus. So this is, you can find here how the students, region-wise student intake. North America, 8% students, Middle East, 42% student, South Asia, 22% students. This is a general statistics. Just some glimpses you will see here. You can find here our founder president, Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir. So many eminent personalities keep visiting MIT World Peace University. We arrange few sessions. They inspire our students. So it's a happening campus, lot of things always going on the campus. Academics, no compromise on academics, but apart from academics, so many other exposures are there for our students. So I think this slide will be of lot of interest to you all. So this is for the special category where children of parents who are in Gulf countries, working in Gulf countries, for them. This is a special category. Eligibility 10th or 12th passed with 50% and above marks. So there is a direct admission without any entrance exam on first come first serve basis. So as you approach, based on that, if you satisfy the eligibility criteria, then I think you are considered for admission process. Provisional admissions, this is very important. Our provisional admissions will start from December 2022. So you can book your seats before your board exams. Fees as per at par with the Indian students for CIWGC and CIW-SCA categories. These are the documents which are required. These are the documents of sponsoring parents which are required, and these are the documents of students which are required. So I think quickly, if you want, you can go through. You will find all this information on our website as well. I hope you had a quick look at this, so I can move ahead. There are different scholarships also available for meritorious students, as I mentioned earlier. Few categories of the scholarships are mentioned here. And I think this is the information which will be of use to you all. So these are contact details where you can approach in case you need any additional information regarding the admission. You can scan this code for the inquiries. So I think with this, I will stop my brief presentation here. And if there are any questions from any students, then I would like to take the questions. Any questions anyone is having? I would like to take the questions.
Thank you, ma'am, for the informative session. And we are sure that the process of exploring and inquiring has begun in the minds of my students and parents. May I now invite the moderator of the session, Ms. Asra Fatima, to pose some questions from the audience to you. I'm sure that there is bound to be a few questions. Let us take up one or two of them. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for
morning.
bringing insight to the university. It was very helpful. And now I have a few questions in the chat box from our viewers that I would like to put forward. The question coming your way is, any extra support the university will be providing to the students in the form of tuitions?
Okay, yeah, I understand that sometimes the NRI students, international students, there might be additional support required because of the cultural difference or because of the background prerequisites, whatever they are having. So definitely on the case-to-case basis, we will be providing extra support.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Next question is it worth applying for more than one course? As you have mentioned, so many programs. So can a student apply for more than one course?
Yes, I think whenever students are applying through the forms, application forms available on our website, you will be asked for the options. So you can select your options based on your priority. If you are interested in CSE, you can give it first. Then maybe you can go for ECE or any other branch of your choice. So it is possible, and it is advisable also that if you are interested in joining MIT World Peace University, if you are not getting in a especially one single branch, you can go for the next one. And as I told you earlier in my presentation, that in each and every branch of engineering, we have introduced the bare minimum courses, bare minimum requirement of CSE, which is there in each and every branch.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is, can students work part-time in their unoccupied time? Can they work?
Yeah, there is a provision where students can work part-time. And again, as I told, based case-to-case basis, this kind of provisions can be provided.
All right, the last question for you, ma'am, that is, what is the maximum strength per class?
The maximum strength per class is 60 for theory lectures. Whenever we are delivering our theory sessions, maximum strength is 60. But whenever we are conducting laboratory sessions, that is hands-on, there we divide students into batches. So per batch, there are only 15 students, so that the faculty member and instructor, they can give personal attention to all students.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That is from my side, and over to you, MCs.
Thank you very much for the insightful answers. We have many queries, and yes, the students can access the mobile app and the questions will be directly addressed. As we draw the end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Dr. Shirish M. Gupte, for all his words of motivation. Thank you, sir. We express our gratitude for the spokesperson, Dr. VRUSHALI YADUNATH Kulkarni of the MIT WPU, for sharing us details and giving us an overview of the career guidance. Thank you, ma'am. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Chairman Dr. Shivakumar Manikyam and the members on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. A heartfelt thanks to the President, Mr. Ajayan Poyara, and members of the Indian School Bausha School Management Committee and the Principal of the school, Dr. Bhavesh Bhalerao. We request the participants to kindly fill in the feedback form posted on the chat window. Heartfelt thanks to our platinum sponsors, Jain Deemed to be University, gold sponsors, De Montfort University, silver sponsors, Dallas Baptist University, USA, Grey Matters, SP Jain School of Global Management, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, and bronze sponsors, Middle East College, SP Jain School of Global Management, digital marketing partner, Spectrum and Trefoil, media partner, the Arabian Stories, and valued donors, and are powered by and support sponsors. Over to the video.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank the organizers of Avenir and the ISB for giving this opportunity and presenting my university in this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Avenir is a global career guidance event to empower students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School LSEB conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Boshar is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you.
An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the ISB Avenir team for making Avenir 2022 possible. Thank you to teachers, students, and parents for being a part of the session.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, by Nelson Mandela. With these uplifting words, I, Namita,
And I, Ryan,
wish you all a glorious day ahead. A gentle reminder to all to fill the feedback form provided in the chat window. Every attendee who submits the feedback form will receive a digital certificate. See you in the next session. Stay tuned and stay safe.